Now you're ready to dive into the main part of the consistency where you're going to do most of the work. And this is where you're going to be every day. And this is your actual lessons and units or themes, or I know in elementary, sometimes you like to break it apart by content area like reading, math, or even months. So you need to kind of think, how did I set it up last year? And I'm going to do that option here, but then I need to be able to break it down into a daily lesson. And the reason we're going to keep that daily lesson is you never know when a student's going to be out. So if they happen to be out Tuesday, May 11th, they're able to go into Schoology and find the actual lesson from May 11th and all of the content they did that day, even if it's just referencing to go to their textbook and read these pages and write a paper. So here in my sandbox, I've created a couple different examples to kind of get different ideas going. So I created my Unit 1. If I open that, it's just going to start listing every single day. And if I dive into here, there's going to be my agenda and then all of the work in order. Then here's Unit 2. This one I went for the weekly option. So I took May 3rd through May 5th, and I had all the pages dumped in here. So right now I have 3 set up. I would need 2 more. So this way I can kind of chunk it so the students know, okay, I can dive into here to look for work versus having to look through all of these folders. Another option for going for the weekly, so if I dive into my Unit 2, which has the weekly setup, some teachers like to work from a Google slide for the week to prompt the students. So you are able to embed in the description of your folder your slideshow, which prompts the students what to do. So then they can dive into the content and see the work and find the day they need to do the work. So coming back to our sandbox, I had chosen to do the daily lesson. You could have chosen to do the weekly lesson where you break it down by week and then by day. So I'm going to edit this here to make this folder unique. So I'm going to hit edit. So I don't know if you're going to do units. I know in elementary you might do August, September, October. Sometimes in art you might do it by the different themes you're doing. Same with writing. So I'm just going to stick with Unit 1. I'm just going to make up a name, my content. And then we want to range. Like I'm going to teach this August only. It's just in August. It's a short unit. It's probably my smart start, my, kind of getting to know you stuff. So I'm just going to keep it real short. And then in here in the description, some teachers might put unit objectives. You might see essential questions, maybe standards that would be covered. I've been seeing in the elementary, if it's an August folder, you might put a clip art for August. I had done a Unit 1 image. So let me go ahead and pull that in. So I'm going to do insert content. I'm going to pull in an image because I had created that image and saved it. I'm going to attach it. Then I'm going to go ahead and go find that. So here's Unit 2. There's my Unit 1 I created. So I'm just going to insert it, kind of resize it so it's not so big. If I want to work in here and not have it open till a certain date, I can set that here. Do I want it published now? Do I want to unpublish it while I work? Do I want to put a start date? Or do I only want it available for a specific date range? So those are things to think about as you're creating your content. So now I'm ready to save my changes. And there's my Unit 1 folder. So if I hit this caret down, I can see that we've already put 5 templates in here for you. So if I dive into one of these templates to see what we've included your daily agenda for you. So this is a page that has been set to display in line. So this is a basic template that you're going to want to pull in day after day and not have to recreate every time. So I'm going to go back to my Unit 1. And then I'm going to select one of these folders. So if I click down, I can see I have my daily lesson folder, and then I have my daily agenda. So I'm going to save this whole thing to my resources. And the reason for doing that is so I can use just this over and over, and that way I don't have to create it from scratch. So I'm going to hit the gear. I'm going to hit save to resources. So I'm saving that folder. So I'm going to save it to my home, or if you created folders in here, like I created one for 21, 22. I know some teachers are creating them for their different content areas they teach, so they can save specific content they make to their specific folders. And then I will save a copy. So now I've saved it. So if I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm ready to start building the next set of weeks, I can hit the green plus, or I can hit add materials. Then I'm going to use this import from resources. So earlier we had pulled in from group. This time we're going to pull in from our resources. So I had saved it to my 21, 22. So here it is. I'm going to check mark it, and then I'm going to select import. I'm going to tell it import again. And there it's added it. So now I have 6 pages. And so I can just repeat that till I have the amount of pages I need, and then I can start diving in here to edit. So I'm going to edit this one. So this is my first lesson. So it's lesson 1. Monday, May 10th. And then I'll save it, and there it is. And then I will just repeat this process for the rest of these folders. To get the basics set up. So I went ahead and I continued to edit my daily lesson folders to change it so they all had the different names. So I'm going to review again. Now I'm ready to add lesson 7. So I want to get that template. I'm going to hit the green line. I'm going to choose import from resources. I saved it in my resources under this folder I created. I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to hit import. Yes, I want to import the daily agenda page in there. And now I'm ready to start creating lesson 7 for Tuesday, May 18th. So I'll hit edit, title it lesson 18. This is going to be Tuesday, May 18th. And I had made these folders pink to designate it was a new week. I'm going to hit save changes, and there it is. I already made an error, so I'm going to go back and change it. It should not be lesson 18. It should be lesson 7. There we are. So if I hit the caret down, I'm going to see on lesson 7, Tuesday, May 18th, I have my daily agenda and no other content. So I'm going to go ahead and hit lesson 7 to open that up so I can start to create my lesson for that day. So the first thing I want to do is edit my daily agenda. If I want to call it my to-do list or today's work, you can title this page whatever you want. This is just an example of what it could look like. If you happen to use a chart that you've created, you can do it. You use a Google slide, a Google Doc, a Google drawing. Please feel free to insert that here. So I'm just going to edit my daily agenda. I'm going to call it today's agenda. So I'm going to keep the daily objective, and I can put my I can statement. So I'm going to put I can create my Schoology course for next year. And I would put my different directions here, such as first, create my sandbox, which we've done. Then for second, practice inserting YouTube. Third, we are going to insert content from our Google Drive. And then I will put time for questions. So there's our agenda. I can use this toolbar to change different colors. If I need to add links, add documents, add videos, I can do that here. I can use this icon to create a verbal direction, or I can create a video recording myself giving that visual cue to my students. I'm going to keep it displayed in line, and I'm going to save my changes. And now my agenda is done, and I am ready to start creating content I've already done create my sandbox. Now I'm ready to practice inserting YouTube, and that will be our next step.